Being extremely transparent on my channel, I get paid $40 an hour. This first month that I've been working while in dental school, I've been able to make over $2,400 just from working this first month. And I don't feel like I was, stressing myself out to the point where I was trying to work as much as I could to make the most money. I definitely could have made more money than that if I worked more hours and I just spent every waking moment outside of dental school working. But I definitely feel like it was a great balance between work, school, and life, as they call it. Let's go. All right, good morning, everybody. It's student Dr. Malachi Wright. And in this video, I want to take some time to sit down and talk to you all about my experience working during my first year of dental school. So right now, I'm marked about week 6 or 7 that I've been in dental school, and I've been able to work every single week of dental school so far. I haven't had the need to take any days off so far, so that's good. I currently work as an academic consultant with a company named BMO. And my job pretty much entails me speaking with pre-medical students, pre-dental students, students in residency, and other professional programs, trying to strengthen their applications to help them gain admissions to different schools and professional programs, while also hosting mock interviews and just basically consulting sessions, making sure that they are ready for the application cycle, informing them about the steps they need to take to get into medical school, what documents they need to fill out, what exams like Casper they need to prepare for, and other aspects of the application that they need to be aware of. Of course, I'm a dental student, so my specialty is definitely in dentistry, but I tutor and I consult students of all different aspects. So students coming from like Australia trying to apply to US medical schools, students coming from Canada, students coming from other parts of the world. I had an experience where I talked to a student from Dubai about them trying to get into medical schools here in the United States. So a whole plethora of students trying to get into multiple programs from different areas of the world, honestly. Firstly, talking about my time management, I think this is something I've been able to cultivate mostly throughout the past like 4 or 5 years. When I first got into college, I was not as schedule oriented as I am now. And don't get me wrong, I don't follow my schedule to the T every single day. I have a general idea of things I want to get done. And I use the app called Notion to help make sure that I check off everything on my list. I'll write down my intentions for the day. I also write down some of my goals, and then I make a checklist of the things I want to accomplish before the day's up. And I try my best every day to accomplish those goals. I think one of the biggest things is a lot of times we set up these expectations for ourselves that are extremely unrealistic. So one of the things that I want to make sure is that I set realistic expectations for myself to ensure that I can meet those goals whenever I'm encountering a task or going throughout my day. So typically on a weekday or weekend for me, typically during the week, we have class from 8 a.m. to about 4 or 5 p.m. After those classes, most of the time I'll either be studying for an exam, because we have at least one exam every week at the University of Maryland School of Dentistry. If I'm not studying for an exam, then I'm either making flashcards using Quizlet and making sure that my flashcards are good, and basically reviewing notes from the lectures that we had that day or a prior day. Currently in this moment, I'm a little behind on making my flashcards a little bit because we had a big exam yesterday that I was glad I was able to do well on. And of course, on my channel, you guys know I'm extremely transparent about everything that's going on. So throughout this second course, or we had a second exam in a course called Cell Bio. I was able to get a 96 on that exam, so I was happy about that one. But I found that in dental school, the scores really don't matter as much as they did in undergrad, honestly. Well, if you're planning on specializing, obviously you want to have the best scores possible, and you want to make sure that you do your best, because anything you do, you want to make sure you do your best. But don't do something because you're trying to get a score or trying to get all the points. Like, we're not fighting for points anymore. So at the end of the day, I was more than content with my score. But moving on from that, whenever we have exams, the exam is basically the priority for the week. So we have another exam in microbiology and immunology next week. I have to catch up on about maybe 2 or 3 lectures. I attend all the classes, but I like to review my notes the day of, but unfortunately I was not able to do that. So I'm gonna have to catch up on about 2 or 3 lectures today. Right now it's currently Friday. So heading towards my weekend, I typically wake up at about maybe 7 or 7:30. And I start my day by editing documents for my job. So I take about 2 hours to edit documents. Once I edit those documents, I'll review them a second time, make sure my edits are correct, and then I upload the documents to our portal. Most of these documents include sketches for students who are trying to apply to Canadian medical schools, personal statements, interview questions, secondary essays, different things of that nature. Today specifically, I have a mock interview and a medical school planning session. So that's going to start at 9 o'clock. And then I basically do all of my sessions from 9 to about 12 on Saturdays and Sundays. So that's about 3 hours for session reviews. And then in my documents, I try to do about 2 additional hours each of those days. So from like 7 to 9, or from 7 to 8, and then from like 1 to 2. So basically my whole mornings on Saturday and Sunday are filled with just work. And when I say work, I mean like work, not studying or reviewing stuff for school, but my job. So from on Saturdays and Sundays in the morning time, I'm working until 1 o'clock. After 1 o'clock, I take a break for about an hour. I may wash clothes, fold clothes up, clean up, whatever it may be, go grocery shopping, something of that nature. And then I'll come back around 2 o'clock, and I'll study from about 2 to 7 or 2 to 6, depending on how much study I need to get done and the amount of work that we have to do. Today specifically, since we have a big exam coming up, I'm going to take about maybe 4 or 5 hours to just study for that particular exam. That probably won't happen. I'll probably take maybe 3 hours to study for that exam, and then take another 2 hours to study for another class that we have, a quiz or exam or practical coming up. And dental school is definitely always something coming up, so you'll never get bored, I can promise you that. You'll always have something going on. But nevertheless, I truly believe that, having a very organized schedule where you can make or you can accomplish things and not having time to pretty much waste. Of course, I'm not just studying and working all the time. I have a girlfriend, so we go out a lot of times. We cook together. Last night, we literally made a gingerbread house, and we watched a movie. It was a really great time. Typically on Fridays, I don't study after class or after school. I want to take the evening off. I think the most efficient thing is waking up when you usually wake up during the week on the weekends. A lot of students will tend to wake up at like 10 or 5 or 10 or not 5. That's very outlandish. But 10 o'clock in the morning or 11 o'clock in the morning, when most days during the week they wake up at 6. I'll wake up at 7 to give me an extra hour if I need it. But I think waking up earlier and utilizing your morning is definitely one of the best things to do. And then also making sure you set priorities and parameters as well. So one of the things I get asked all the time is why I am choosing to work while in dental school. And there are a couple of reasons. Firstly is because I want to be able to support my girlfriend and I while we're in these professional programs. For many of you all who don't know, she's in a PT school at the University of Maryland as well. And the less amount of loans we have to take out to live would be, most beneficial to both of us. But then also in the current moment, I'm actually saving up to pay for our wedding that's going to be in a couple of years. So I want to make sure that we have the finances to, have the wedding that, my girlfriend really wants to have, and that, I really want to have as well, so that we can bring this into fruition. And the one thing about me is that I'm definitely not sitting around waiting for anybody else to do something for me. So to make sure that we have, the wedding that we both deserve, I want to make sure that I save up as much money as possible. So my goal for that is going to be saving at least 50% of my checks whenever I get paid to go towards that, and then making sure that I budget correctly so where we can have that money within the next couple of years to afford the wedding that we want. So currently at my job, I'm required to work 10 hours minimum a week. I try to get at least 15 hours in a week. And another reason why I work at BMO is because I really enjoy engaging with students on this platform, and I really enjoy learning different perspectives of how people got to medicine. Hearing the stories of individuals and how they got to medicine is just really impactful, and it further cultivates my desire to be the best clinician I can be through dentistry, and my reasoning behind going into dentistry. So all the stuff that I'm doing here at BMO, I definitely find that it's very, very important, and I can resonate with a lot of the stories that students are telling me. And I learn as much from these students that I'm mentoring and guiding and consulting with here as they learn. I think I'm learning maybe more about the process in regards to how people of just so many different cultures creeds and ethnicities are able to see one commonality in our society, which is helping others and being that source of aid for individuals who are in need. So I think that, you know, those factors are what keeps me going in regards to work, and making sure that I balance my time and manage it well. I'm currently recording this video because I personally didn't feel like editing this document at this current moment. So I said, okay, well, what am I going to do right now that's most efficient instead of just sitting on my phone and scrolling through Instagram? And I was like, you know what? Let me get on here and talk to my people on YouTube to let them know that, you know, it is possible to work during your first year of dental school. It's definitely difficult, don't get me wrong. Especially with running a YouTube channel and, you know, being in a relationship that requires time to cultivate, and, you know, being a commuter to school. All these different factors definitely play into, you know, my ability to, you know, succeed and all these different things. You know, one of the things that I think about when you know, looking at my checklist is like, wow, I can't believe I'm really doing all this stuff, you know. And when you look at everything that's going on and all the many places that your hands are in, and then also feeling that, you know, you're 100% committed to all those different places is really impactful. You know, I still have time to spend with my girlfriend, my friends, you know, go out when I need to. But, you know, making sure that you have your priorities in place, but then also ensuring that you take those breaks when you need it are extremely important. So I hope somebody found something valuable from this video. I know that for a lot of individuals who are in dental school, it's not recommended that you work. And, you know, at the end of the day, it really depends on your level of desire and what you're working for. I think that if you have, you know, family, a lot of people who I know who have families work, a lot of individuals who have certain type of goals. Like for me, it's saving up for this wedding and different other aspects to reduce the loans that my girlfriend and I both have that are extremely important to my reasoning behind why I work. And I think considering those factors is the main reason why I work, and is the reason why I've been able to successfully, you know, score A's in all the assessments that I had so far in dental school, which are about maybe 5, which, you know, it's not something that I'm really like, oh, I need to score an A. Like, I need to get an A on my exam to feel satisfied. Like, that's not even the case. I just study to the point of where I feel like I know the information enough to do well on an exam, and I'm not going to kill myself studying. Not once have I stayed up past 11 o'clock to study for one exam in my life, but specifically for dental school so far. And every person is different. So if your learning style is you work better at night, then do what works best for you. But I'm just speaking for me specifically. That's not what I've done so far. I still get 8 hours of sleep every night, or at least 7 hours of sleep every night. I still, you know, go to the gym. I still get my exercise in at least 4 days a week. I'm still able to manage everything in my life right now while running this YouTube channel, working and studying to be successful in school. So I hope this video helped. Like I stated before, please be sure to like this channel, like this video, and share this video with a friend if you know that they're going into dental school and they're considering working. I didn't really find too many resources on YouTube discussing this topic, so hopefully this helps someone who's considering working while in dental school. Again, if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. And I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.